Welcome to Bella Stitchery. It's Tutorial Tuesday, and today I'm going to show you how to make something very special. It's not quite a card. It's not quite a mini album. It's kind of an album, folio, greeting card, gift. It's its own thing, really. This lovely one I made using Lemoncraft's Forget-Me-Not collection and some hand-dyed seam binding. And while it may look like a fancy card, these are magical. They open and show several little surprises throughout. You can put little gift cards in here. You can put photos, notes, tags. This one has a couple different pockets. So I'm going to show you how I made this little special little ditty here if you want to see how it's done. And I will also show you an alternative to this same design. Let's go check it out. The nice thing about making these little mini album folios is you can make them any size you'd like. They don't have to fit in a particular envelope. They're not a traditional 8x8 or 12x12 size. So you can literally make them completely customizable. I tend to use 8.5x11 sheets just because I have so many of these, because I buy those packs when they're like 3 for $10 at Michael's or whatever. So I like to just use this size. I have done it folded in half, tri-fold. You can do however many pockets and layers you like. I don't even measure. The only time I ever really kind of pay attention to how big this mini album is going to be is if I have a specific element that I know I want on the front of my card. So I'll kind of use that as a guide when making that first fold. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you could fold in the rest of it. So like so. But otherwise, I just do them however. I'm going to show you another example too at the end of the video of another one I made, a totally different size, started with this same sheet of paper. So once you have your fold, here I did I pre-cut some things. See this one here? I just folded like this, no rhyme or reason. And then what I did is I also cropped it this way. So once I folded it, I thought, you know what, this is a little too tall aesthetically. So I just cut it to where, I don't know, I felt it should be. And for those of you who like measurements, I will measure this for you. So this, when closed, is about 4 inches by, look at that, 7. Wow, I didn't even measure. 4 by 7. And then it has these little fold outs that we're going to decorate as well. So, oh man, does your Fiskars do this too, or is that just me? These things always fly off everywhere. Maybe I'm just too enthusiastic when I handle things. Okay, so I pre-cut some things just in the essence of time. This is from the Lemoncraft Forget-Me-Not collection. I also have a tutorial reveal on a mini album I made using the same paper line up here if you want to check that out. Goes into a little bit more detail. You can see some more of the paper. I also love distress ink, especially for this kind of style. So I am just going to distress ink this whole entire thing with my blender brush. Also have a tutorial on these. If you haven't used these and want to see kind of how they work compared to a dauber, check that out too. But I'm going to ink just everything. I like to ink before I do too much, because if I'm going to do things like ribbon or doilies that maybe I don't want inked, it's just easier to do at the beginning. I like to also get all the little creases and folds here, like so. Open it, same kind of thing, get all those little, doesn't matter if it looks a little messy because you're going to cover most of this with paper anyway, but I just think it makes a big difference. So I'm going to continue to ink all of my little pages, and then we'll come back and assemble it together. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So now that everything looks nice and antiqued, the next consideration I make is my cover. So front and back, I like to use the same paper print, just a style choice. Let me see where I put the other one. Oh, here we go. So this will be the front here. And then this one I thought would be a pretty back to it. Since this back is not going to be embellished, I wanted a pretty print that kind of stands alone. Now, what I also wanted to do on this one was a tie closure with some seam binding. And this I hand dyed using the Peacock Feathers Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz. I have a tutorial about this too if you want to check that out on how to dye your own seam binding. I love it. It's super easy and I just do it all the time. So for this, because I want to do a tie ribbon, I want to put that down before I put my paper down so that this will actually be underneath. So let me find, oh, I did a lot of this. Let me find an end somewhere. Here's one. Okay. So I'm going to give myself enough so I can make a bow. Wrap it around like so. And for this, I like to use hot glue just because it does dry quicker and I know it's not going to move around on me too much. I'm going to kind of eyeball the middle of the card. Put some hot glue there. Put that down like so. And then flip it to the back. And this just is so pretty to do. I have occasionally forgotten to do this step first. In that case, you know what? The ribbon just goes on top. Also not a big deal, but if you really do want it a specific way, I suggest doing that part of it first. So then I could put on this back panel. Again, I'm going to use hot glue for this just because I just feel more secure with hot glue. You know, just feels like it's not going to go anywhere on me. Okay, so there's the back. And then for the front, going to center that a bit and then glue that down like so. And now you have a pretty tie for your folio. And it's just so pretty. Look at that. Perfect, right? So there are two rules of thought when it comes to decorating the front of a card or an album. Some people like to do the interior first and then do the front just so you can lay it flat, which does make more sense. I usually do the front of mine first. I don't know why. Maybe because I feel like that's just mentally puts me in some kind of headspace. I don't know, but I just always end up doing the front of my cards first. So I found this cute little image from the collection I fussy cut out. Oops, I forgot to ink this one. So let me ink that real quick too. I thought this would be a cute little centerpiece on my card. And then I made these little banners, which if you haven't made banners like this, they are probably the easiest embellishment to make. And I'll show you how I made those. It's a great way to use scraps too. You just basically take whatever size you'd like. Let me see if I have something here. Here we go. And then you just, I like to fold it in half. That way I know both sides of my banner is going to be the same. Boom. Done. Nailed it. So that's how I did those. I love doilies, so I thought I would kind of put a doily in the center. For this, I'm going to use art glitter glue because I might need to shift it a little bit. That is why art glitter glue sometimes is your better choice. If you're not exactly sure about placement yet, I'm going to put these under my doily. It can be a better option because, as we all know, wherever hot glue lands, that's pretty much where that thing lives now. You can try to take them off, but you know, sometimes you just have to now put all new paper down. Been there. Okay, so I'm going to do like so. Yeah, that's cute. Add a little bit of glue there and there. And then for this element, I really want this to stand up a bit. So I'm going to use some cardboard underneath. My great cardboard trick for pop-ups. And I kind of just eyeball that. I feel like the Genevieve Spiegel method of crafting is just eyeball it. Does that look about right? Yeah, that'll work. I like crafting. I should be on some kind of like craft competition where you just have to do everything super fast. I'm sure there are those out there, but I feel like that's just basically how I craft everything. Super fast, let's just go. Don't overthink it. We don't need to calculate so much. These are awesome. I showed this in the other tutorial about this mini album too. I found these at Michael's with a coupon, and they have this like pearl option and like a rhinestoney almost pearlescent thing. And I love these. They look great for things like this, where they're almost like a wedding kind of style. I'm gonna put some out here. I felt like this was a good investment, especially with the 40% off coupon. How can you not, is what I say. How can you not? Okay, so here, I'm gonna do some little glue drops. Art glitter glue is great for tiny elements like this because it doesn't leave a huge mess. It's got a really fine point on there, and it really does stick well. So once these are dry, they're pretty much on there. Okay, so there's the front of mine. I'm gonna add some stickles, but I'll wait for that part till the end. You know what? Oh yeah, roses. Hello. Hello. Almost walked away without the flowers. Okay, so here's some. These are from Prima Marketing. Give it a little bit of extra love this way. And let's also get some leaves. I like leaves too. The funny thing is I didn't used to add leaves on my stuff, and now that I do, they almost just don't feel right without some leaves. You feel the same way? Have you ever had that? Where you're like, you know what? Now I feel like they need to go on everything. Let's do like that. Just a couple of leaves there. They add so much. There. I think that's much better. Now, the cover of our little mini album folio is done. So for the inside, these are neat because you can have this little tri-fold. Each side has a little surprise. I, again, just kind of cut everything to fit the shape of my folds here once I'd folded everything. So that's probably the part of this process that takes the most time, is just cutting out all the little mats for your inserts. But the nice thing about these projects is that, you know, if you buy a lot of paper collections, which I'm assuming you do, you usually will have paper left over once you've done your albums or your pages. And these are nice projects to use a lot of those odds and ends. In a fun gift idea, this can hold photos, gift cards, all that kind of stuff. Look at this, is a photo mount. Here I I hand cut this around the scallop. See this paper here? So I could make a kind of tucked in pocket-like element. I like using my illustrations from the collections as embellishments. You know it's gonna match. It doesn't cost any extra to do. There we go. Actually, I was saying about glue. I was saying about glue, and here we are. Okay, let me get some more glue. I'm gonna tuck this guy in here. More glue. I just want it to be centered a little bit better. Like so. And then I just want to make sure I don't glue down over the photo mat because I want the person to be able to put a picture in there as well. Okay, now I have this side. It's a fun project, huh? I don't know if I'm pacing well or if I'm rushing. So let me know in the comments, would you? Sometimes with these, I'm like, I really don't want a video that ends up being 30 minutes long. People have things to do. You know what I'm saying? You have other videos to watch. But I hope I'm giving you enough like information about how I do things. So yeah, talk to me. Talk to me, friends. What are you doing? What are you up to today? What brings you here this fine day on the Tuesday tutorial du jour? Okay, here. This is cute. And this one I'm gonna make a little pocket off to the side. Pockets are great, and you can literally make them a billion different ways in any kind of size you like. So for this, I just cut a strip from the paper that I liked. And I'm also going to mat it with brown just so it stands out a little bit. And I'm going to use a circle punch to make a little, again, eyeballing it, a little kind of lip here, which I just think looks cute. So for that, I just punch part of the circle out, and then I try to kind of hold it about the same for the matting part. See, I'm gonna have to trim that a little bit, and then I just glue this down like so. And I could trim some of this brown. I've got glue strands. Oh my gosh. You know, the only bad side of using hot glue is all around your house, you're constantly wondering if it's a spider web or glue just following you everywhere. Okay, so here's my little pocket. Cute, right? For that, I'm just gonna put some glue on my edges here so that I don't glue the whole thing down. And then I'm just gonna put it right on the side. Want that right. Now you'll see why most people wait to do the cover. See how I'm having to work around this kind of hill here? It's okay. I'm kind of just used to it. But if you don't want to work like this, you actually want to work in a more organized fashion than I do, then you might want to wait to do this part of it. So then I found these little cute printables. I made tiny little postcards. I'm going to tuck in here. And I'm going to make a tag here. Let me show you how to do that. This is one of the embellishment prints from the Lemoncraft line. I just matted it with brown. I'm going to use a little hole punch here to put some jute cord. Jute cord is fun. It's relatively inexpensive and it kind of goes a long way. Bought this gigantic thing of it, I think from like, I don't even know, Michael's probably. And I've had it for probably about a year. And also my kids have lovingly decorated our house with it. So it really does go a long way. So here's a little tag. I'm gonna add that there. And it's just fun. You know, they could put pictures in there too. You could put a gift card in this way if you want to do this as a gift. I'm gonna make another pocket here, but this one's gonna be a little triangle. Same thing, just cut and mat. And then just depending on how you glue it, that will be how your pocket looks. Here I'm gonna do a little corner one. Like so. And I'm just gonna put other little things I die cut from the collection. I have that, I have this little flower bundle here. And then I thought maybe I'll just add some more of these pearls up at the top. I do love those pearls. They're just pretty and shiny finishing touches. So there's a little pearl. I'll do some little tiny ones on the side. Like so. And like so. Oh my gosh, my Flintstone fingers, seriously, these tiny things. Okay, so there is my album. And then you could tie this like so. Little bow. And how cute is that? What a great little gift. This could be great for like a mother of the bride, or, I mean, depending on what kind of theme you're doing it, birthday gift, graduation gift. Again, it's a nice little kind of combo card album folio that works for so many occasions. It's a little bit more detailed than a card, but honestly, it's not any more difficult. Once you've made one or two, I think you'll really find that there's so many options. Think about if you took a family trip to Disneyland. You could make these for all the relatives that went with you. Put a couple little pictures in there, tags, little tickets for your fast pass. You can make a cute little memory album. Really easy peasy. So let me show you another one I made with the same line, but it's a different size. So here's one, same 8.5 by 11. This one I did not trim down. but I did fold it a little bit differently inside. So here, instead of making a tie closure, I used Velcro. And Velcro you could buy basically in bulk on Amazon. I'll put a link to that. So this one is going to be closed by Velcro. And then it doesn't tri-fold out. I just made this pocket out of what was on this one, the fold out. So if you glue this down here, this would be a pocket instead of a flip. See what I'm saying? So that's what I did here, is I glued the sides, and then I had a spot to put some more little cute things, some little photo mats that slide right in here. And then I used a chipboard frame from Tim Holtz and some little pearl things, little pearl rhinestoney things. And then 2 of my Velcro. The only thing to remember with Velcro is placement. My original intention on this one was I was going to put it in the center. Then I settled on this chipboard album, which threw off the plan. So you just kind of got to think about how these kinds of closures are going to affect your design. But other than that, they work great. And then you have a nice seamless cover. The bow here now can be decorated with things like flowers because I don't need to open and close this bow. And like, that's adorable is what it is. It's adorable. Little chipboard frame. I think that's Kaiser Craft. Some more of that ribbon. And you get the idea. It's fabulous. And there are a million, billion, trillion ways to use it. So I hope you liked this. Please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that you can follow me everywhere I go. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this Lemoncraft paper. It's relatively new to me. It's a little difficult to find here in the US. Like I said, I have another video where I kind of go into more of this paper line, but it's so cute. And let me know your thoughts. Have you tried dyeing your own ribbon? I know a lot of people out there have, and you've commented. If you haven't, definitely check out that tutorial. I think you'll really like it. But yeah, check it out and try it out. Let's make some stuff. Bye.